Cuddling Conundrum. Nature has designed pleasure between two people coming together, be it just in cuddling and having a phenomenal conversation and feeling connected, all the way to the boudoir. That has ramifications that resonate throughout your being, protecting you against cancer, against cognitive decline, and it even, when you have a better glue between two adults in a family, resonates and trickles down into the children, making them feel like their environment is much more stable. So built within the human body, there is a plan of nature to have pleasure, to keep your brain brighter and your future more stable. But yet at the same time, even though we have a more promiscuous society in a lot of different nations, people are choosing to go more solo. In the confines and privacy of my practice, which I've been in nutritional functional medicine and hormones for over 4 decades, people admit that they don't really feel driven to have intimacy. They're so busy. They don't like it as much. Even 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. I hear this so often, it's crazy. I belong to this really cool group here in Austin. And there are a number of women in their 20s, some in their 30s, some in their 40s, and then we went out to dinner. One woman was also in her 50s, and then myself representing the 6th decade. And only one woman was married. So we started, of course, going to the conversation of men. You get women together, and often just immediately the conversation goes to men. And all of the women except the one that was in a great relationship said they were done with men. Done. So what do you mean? You're in your 20s and 30s. What do you mean you're done with men? Well, it's too much trouble. It's not satisfying enough, and we make our own money. Whoa, 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 whoa. What do you mean it's not satisfying enough? Well, they looked at me and they said, nobody's Wally's work anymore. There's just no true satisfaction of connection. It's really rare to have that. Either they don't work or they don't work well enough to put up with all the other stuff that you do, and they're already bringing home their own bacon. Well, this is the same thing that's resonating through a lot of conferences. I was at a conference recently where there was a urologist from the NIH talking about the epidemic of insufficient testosterone in males in their 20th decade, 21st decade, due to obesity, insulin resistance, toxic chemicals in the environment, toxic internal gut flora. There's multiple reasons. But all in all, with whether it be the phone we're in love with more than the person in front of us, be it a loss of communication skills because of technology, because of being anesthetized due to porn, being toxic from our outer environments or our inner microbiome environments. The design of nature to have us long to connect, have incredible connections so that we enjoy it enough so we're driven to do it again. If you give up, that means you weren't having great connection. So I've decided to let you in on how you can have great connection, why nature wants you to have great connection, what's holding you back, your clogged receptors, and how to reboot them so you can have great connection when you want it, what is awakened sex, and what is the new hormone language of love based on how testosterone and estrogen truly signal all the way down from the atoms, resonating up into your bedroom. There is so much for you to learn, how to have the best relationship that everybody will want to be with you, and you'll want to connect, and even your family life will feel the power of that congruent and authentic connection. So stay tuned to Sexy Brain, the book and the system, and we're going to have a lot of fun.